Today I'm going to be making a Lazy Susan using 2 tray moulds. So I use the smaller one for the base and then the larger one will be for the top. I've got this mechanism from Amazon, so that's going to be the spinning plate, and this image is on card, but I'm going to decoupage that on the top. So let's start off with the base first. Put these to one side, and so it's got a bit of weight to it. I'm going to do this in Magic Pour, so I'll just go and get some of that mixed up and then we can get started. I've mixed up some of the Let's Resin Magic Pour. This is mixed to a ratio of 3:1 by weight, so I've got that mixed up in there, and I'm going to add to that some of the plum pigment from Homeware Designs. So I think I just want this a solid colour, so I'm just going to pop a few drops of that into there and then get that mixed up. That's all nicely mixed now, so I'm just going to pour this really slowly and just let it find its own way around that outside edge. There's a lot of detail around this edge with all those little balls there, so just going to take it nice and slowly and get that rim filled up first, and then I'm just going to fill up the rest of the mould. So that's that one all topped up. Made up a bit too much, so I'll find something for that. Let's scoot this one on over and then we can make a start on the other tray. I've mixed up some of the Let's Resin 1:1 epoxy resin, and I'm going to add to that some of the Create and Bloom pigment in Hydrangea. So let's just give that a quick little mix and then pop some of that into there and then get that mixed up. Let's just scrape that off my stick, get that into that, right, and then get that mixed in. So I'll get this mixed and then I'll see you back for the next bit. That's all nicely mixed in now. Beautiful colour. So I've picked out 3 colours from the paper. So I've got the medium purple, the cyan and spring green. So I think those colours will go nice in with that. So next I'm going to add some of the mica and just drop that round the outside edge of the tray. Just random. Here, there and everywhere. Doesn't matter so much about the middle because that's going to be covered up with the decoupage later. So let's just get some around there. So I'm just going to do the same with the other 2 colours. So I'll pop you on the fast forward, I think, because I'm just going to be doing the same thing with these 2 colours. So now that's all my colours down, I'm going to use some 99% alcohol and just give those mica powders a spritz with this. I want them to move but not be like saturated in it. And then I'm just going to pour my resin straight over the top of these. Let's just go around this outside edge first. Fill in all those sections around the bottom there, and then just top up all the rest. Hopefully I've made enough. Yep, I think that will be okay. Right, let's just scrape out the last little bits in my pot. Oopsie days. Right, I'm just going to use some alcohol again, just spritz that over the top, pop those bubbles, and then I'll see you back when this is cured. These have all cured up now, so let's pop this one out first. See how this one's looking. It's not going to be anything too special, as it's just going to be for the base, but let's have a look. Beautiful, lovely colour. Right, let's have a look at this one. Still a bit bendy, but I think it'll be okay. Let's get this one out. Let's just loosen up all my edges first, and then pop this one out. Let's just pop that to one side for a minute. Right, let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that. Let's have a look at the edge. That looks lovely. Right, so let's have a look at the colours on the paper. That should work nicely with that. Let's just pop that to one side for a minute. So for the paper, I've made a template out of some acetate, just so that will fit inside there, but inside those bobbly bits. So then I can see where I want, or what part of the image that I want. And I think I want it about there. So I'm just going to draw around the outside edge here. So just taking that all the way around. Down that bottom section there. There we go. So I just need to cut that out. So I'll get this cut out, and then I'll see you back for the next bit. So now that's all cut out, that fits nicely in there. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge to hold this in place. So let's get some of this down all over the inside of the tray here. Get a good coating down of this. Just make sure I go up to all those edges there. Don't know what that is. Let's get that bit off. Bit of skin there, I think. Right, let's just cover all of this in the Mod Podge. Just that middle section to go. I think that will be okay. And then I'm just going to place down my image down onto that. Smooth that down. Make sure there's no air pockets underneath there. Actually, I think I might use a squeegee just to smooth that down. I think that will be okay. And then I'm going to put another coating straight over the top. So just going to make sure I get some down in all those edges. Make sure that's got a good seal. And then just cover up all the rest of it as well. And this is going to dry clear, so that will be okay. And then we'll give it a top coat of resin afterwards anyway. Just going to run my finger around that outside edge just to make sure I've got everywhere there. Right, I think that's everywhere coated. So we'll leave this to dry now, and then I'll see you back for the next bit. This is all dry now, and I've mixed up some more resin for a top coat. I'm going to add to that some of the Unicone Art crushed crystal, just a tiny bit. The last tray I did, I put way too much in, so I'm only going to put a tiny bit in and then get that mixed in, just to add a little something extra. And then I'm just going to cover the whole of the top in this. Let's just pour it all on. Should probably need all of that anyway. Let's get that all out. And then I'm just going to work that all the way around to the edges. Just swoosh that all the way around. Just get a nice thin coat covering the whole tray. Just this bottom bit here to go. Just sort of swish it around and level it out a bit. There we go. And then I'm just going to use a torch, pop any bubbles that might be there. So we'll leave this to cure now, and then I'll see you back for the next bit. This is all cured now and looking lovely. Love that outer edge. Colours work really well with that. Right, so next I want to seal the base bit. So I'm going to use my homemade sealing wax for that. This is made out of 100% natural coconut oil and soy wax. So I'm going to pop some on a cloth and then just seal all of the tray with this. So this is actually going to sit this way up, but I will seal all of it anyway, just in case. So let's just get a good covering all over there, around the sides and the top, and then the same around all these bits here as well. So I'm just going to get this covered over everywhere. So with the bottom, because I'm going to stick this bit to that bit, I'm just going to seal around the outside of those lines, because I'm not sure how well the glue will stick with the sealing wax on there. So I'm just going to do that bit. So that's that covered. So I'm just going to leave this to soak in for a couple of minutes, and then we can buff it back off again. This has had time to sit now, so I'm just going to go around it with a microfiber cloth and just give it a good buff. You can see how nice that brings out the colour there. So let's just go around all of this and do that middle section there. Right, so next I want to attach this mechanism to the base there. So I'm going to be using some Gorilla Glue to start with, and then I'll do a bit of UV bonding resin after that. So I'm just going to put some of the super glue on each corner of this to start with. And then give a quick squirt with some activator spray, and then place that down onto there. Hold that down into place. So that's stuck on there now, but just for an added bit of extra strength, I'm just going to use some of the Craft Resin UV bonding resin, and I'm just going to put a blob in each of these holes here. So some there, there, and there, and then cure that with the UV torch that comes with the bonding resin. So now that's nice and securely attached onto there. Now I need to attach my top one onto there. So to do that, I think it's best maybe to turn that upside down and then glue this one and then set that into place like that. So I'm going to do the same again and add my glue into the corners here. So some glue going all around there. I won't be able to use the UV because I won't be able to get to it. So I'll just add a bit more glue maybe. And then spray using the activator spray on the back of that. And then set that down in place in the middle there. Hold that down for a bit. And then hopefully that's stuck, which it has. So that's how it looks from the side there. And then that's my Lazy Susan all done. So I don't think I'm going to use it for food. I think I'm going to use it for some of my bits and bobs. So I can put stuff on there and just spin it around when I need it. So this will stay on my desk. So let's put some resin on there. What else we got? Let's put that on there. And maybe some of my sticks and stuff. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today. Stay tuned for the pictures at the end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.
Sunlight gleaming through the pane on my little houseboat domain. Got my molds and colors bright, crafting algae day and night, floating gently on the bay, watching little fishes play. But my mind's on swirls and gleam, living out a crafty dream. Got my epoxy hardener too, mix 'em up a shade of blue, pour it slow with careful hand. Let's start resin in the land. Resin magic on the houseboat, turning plastic into gold. Little trinket, shiny new, crafted just for me and you. From a simple little